welcome back to a brand new episode of NH Unscripted, where love will keep us together. Yeah, baby, I'm your Captain and Tennille-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the Taj Mahal-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. My God, it's cavernous in here. You know the drill. I got on my Nehru jacket, my bell-bottom pants, and my platform shoes. Your job is to sit back on the waterbed. I used to have the one that had baffles in it. Don't know if I ever told you that before. Anyway, light the incense, fire up the lava lamps. We got another one coming in hot today, baby. Yeah. You fire up your transistor radios while you're at it. You'll find us at 1450 AM, 103.9 FM. That's for the folks in Concord. 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester, and our URL is nhtalkradio.com. I need to thank my sponsor before we go too far. The law offices of Shaheen and Gordon. I cannot tell you how happy I am to have them sponsoring this show. You know, their tagline is because everyone should know a good lawyer. And let me tell you, there are fewer truths spoken on this earth than that. Everyone should know a good lawyer. You may not ever need them. Hopefully it's one of those things like insurance, right? You hope you never need one, but everyone should know a good one because, there's a lot of crazy people out there. Crazy accidents, there's all kinds of fraud, things are happening all the time. Hey, or maybe you're just going to open a business, right? You need a trust, or maybe you need a will. Maybe you just need somebody to bounce an idea off of. Give them a call. Their website is ShaheenGordon.com. That's ShaheenGordon.com. Their phone number is 603-614-5560, and they are all around this state. Concord, Dover, Manchester, Nashua, Peterborough. I hope to get them in because I want to talk to them. They have an actual satellite office out in Hawaii. Yeah, baby. We need to get them in here. I would talk about maybe a road trip. Yeah, like I'm sure they'll pay for it. Anyway, put it on your magnet on your fridge. ShaheenGordon.com, 603-614-5560. Well. Do we have a topic today? There is an incredible show that is touring the United States right now. Shortly, they will be up in Lebanon on the 11th at the Lebanon Opera House, and it's called A Taste of Ireland. The Irish music and dance sensation is coming to New Hampshire, and on the line with me is Callum O'Neill. Good morning, sir.
Morning, guys. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine. Where are you right now? Are you in the States right now? You must be close, right?
We are in a minute. We're currently in rehearsal, so we're in Bangor in Maine. We're getting the show ready for opening night tomorrow.
You folks are busy. I looked at the schedule, and I'm like, how in the world? Thank God a lot of them are young. But
yeah. So we literally arrived in the States last night as well, coming off. We done the West End in London. So we're coming off a pretty big buzz from that, and then we're really excited for opening night back in the States again tomorrow.
Yeah, good for you. How was it received out there at the West End?
Oh, it was great. You know, the crowds loved it, and obviously there's Irish culture everywhere, so I feel like wherever the show goes, there's always good feedback. Everyone enjoys themselves. So it's a really good buzz.
Well, it's hard not to get caught up. I went down the YouTube rabbit hole the other day on you guys. First of all, there's not a lot out there except for some audition video and then a couple of PR segments that are out there, about 15 seconds long. But it is so catchy. It's a brilliant show. It looks like it's just full of energy from the get-go. Oh,
it 100% is. Yeah, like there's always loads of laughs, loads of high energy numbers going on all the time. Loads of Irish music, it's something that everyone can enjoy.
And it's easy on the eyes. Can I still say that this day and time? It's easy on the eyes. You got these.
Yeah, I think so.
Everybody looks like an athlete.
It's not easy on the legs, let me tell you.
Better you than me, brother. Better you than... Callum, why don't you give us a little bit of oversight about what the show's about, and then, throw out a URL and a couple of dates. I know we'll get to the Concord one in a second, but go ahead and let us know what's happening.
So the show itself is based upon the history and the creation of Ireland. So it's set right from the beginning with all the Irish folklore of the Fina, and then it travels through the history, talking about some of the more historical moments in Irish history, such as the Viking invasion, the Great Famine, the Easter Rising. Then it takes us right up to present-day Ireland, and all of this is told through, live Irish dancing, live music. And yeah, it's a real interesting way of people being able to learn the history of the show.
So is there much dialogue? I wouldn't think there would be in the show like this, but how does the audience get from one time frame to the next?
Yep, so during the show there is a projection at the back on our backdrop, and each number has its own scene as such. So it just basically, especially like for the number where we're talking about the famine, it has all the dates of when it was, and like all the dates of the beginning of Ireland, the Easter Rising, even like sporting matches that were really important at the time. There's all the dates and stuff across them, and there's a lot of different characters that we play, a lot of costumes.
Yeah, it looks it.
Getting quick changes and stuff, but it's a really fun show. There's lots of chances for the audience to participate and get involved. Especially the crowds in America. Like, the crowds in America are so good. So, there's a few chances where we can get heckled, but it's all part of the fun. That's what the show's about.
Wait,
all about.
Are you saying you open it up to audience input?
Not straight away, but there is definitely some chances. When we warm the crowd up, where we have definitely been heckled a few times, but it makes the show so much more fun and interesting because sometimes you actually never know what's gonna be shouted to you on the night.
I don't know how that happens in a show like that, but okay, yeah. I'll take your word for that.
Yeah, it's one of them. You have to be there to experience it.
So, do you have a URL that people can go out to and check out the shorts?
So if you want to head to www.atasteofirelandshow.com, all the links for tickets and all the dates will be on there for anyone to have a look at wherever they're closest to.
And get ready to scroll, folks. These people are busy.
Yeah.
I swear there's a show every couple of days. I don't know how you're doing it.
Especially because we go out to 2 troops in a few weeks. So there's a few of us staying around this area, and then a few of the guys are heading over to California as well.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we're pretty busy, flat out, but it's a good thing to be having.
Yeah. Callum, how many people are in the show?
So there's around 14 dancers, and then 3 musicians, and then we have our crew as well. There's about 4 members of crew.
You only have 3 musicians?
Yeah, so we have a singer, a fiddle player, and a guitarist.
They are incredible. If you hear the soundtrack,
100%.
They're on fire. It's amazing to me. 3 instruments do all that? That's insane.
Yeah. So, and as well, everything you see in the show will be live. So when the musicians are on stage, they're 100% live. Any of the taps you hear from the dancers' feet, they're live because we have microphones on the floor, and then the lead dancers also wear microphones on their shoes as well. So it really gives you that different experience of, every beat has to be perfect. Otherwise, you guys will hear about it.
It's an awfully high bar. Perfect is an awfully high bar.
I know.
Where do you fit in on that paradigm?
To be fair, we have some of the best dancers in the world, I think, at the moment. So, a beat missed is quite rare.
I am going to get into in the next segment. I actually want to talk to you about that. I have a press release here, and it talks about some of these world champion Irish dancers, and so I don't want to get too far into that at this point. But are all of them? So have all of the dances been competitive, or are some of them just strictly from companies that dance?
So you find that most dancers do start competing, especially from an early age, and then you can't really go into shows until you're about 18. But everyone always climbs their way through the competitive ranks.
All right.
And then we end up here.
Hang on, Callum. I don't want to lose a single vowel here. You are listening to NH Unscripted, you lucky listeners. Yeah, and you know we don't like spiders and snakes. I am your Jim Stafford-like host, Ray Dudley, and we are coming to you from the YMCA-like conditions of the studios in WKXL in Concord. I can smell the pool chlorine from here. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. Callum O'Neill is on the line with me, and we are talking about A Taste of Ireland, which is coming up shortly in Concord on the 14th, I believe. We'll get back to that in just a second. Welcome back to NH Unscripted. Ooh, you make me feel like dancing. Yeah. I am your Leo Sayer-like host, Ray Dudley, and we are coming to you from the Hollywood Square-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. I love sitting in the center square, the old Paul Inn Square, for those of you who are old enough to remember that. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your Sony Walkmans now. Yeah, we've upgraded a bit. That's in Concord, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. And we are talking Irish dancing today. Who'd have thunk that? My goodness. Callum, so I get this press release, and it says, this is featuring an acclaimed cast of world champion Irish dancers, dazzling musicians, and a contemporary vocalist. So first of all, I'm online, and I'm looking at various YouTube videos. Callum, do you realize some of these people are not Irish? They don't have your same accent. Some of them, Some of them are actually from Australia.
Yeah, we have a cast from all over the world. Like, we're such an international cast. We've got people representing Ireland, England, America, New Zealand, Australia, Canada. And I think it just goes to show that this is why Irish dancing is so big, because Irish culture can be found anywhere in the world. Like, I think if you even go anywhere in the world, you'll always find at least one Irish pub.
That's okay by me. I'm in.
Definitely good with us as well.
I'm in, baby. I'm in all the way. So, how do auditions happen for this type of a show? Are they just like self-taped and then you have to send it in, or do you have scouts that go out and find these world-class, world champion Irish dancers?
Yeah, so we actually have auditions ourselves. So basically, people can apply. They just send in like a show reel, the headshot, a bio, and basically then from there onwards, you know, we take a look at all of that. Sometimes we even hold open auditions as well, and then we choose the best of the best from there. And that's why we have such a world-class cast. You know, we have several world championship titles with us at the moment. So, you know, we really do pick the best dancers and think that's what makes the show so good.
Yeah. You all get along fairly well, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, it's like...
Not that you're going to tell me otherwise. I know that.
No, you're with it for the 24/7, so you just turn into one big family, you know. Uh-huh. There's some days where people may get on your nerves, but it's also been like home.
Oh, I see you've met my family. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
World class, world champion. That is a moniker that is not given out freely.
It's not used like that.
Yeah. You're talking elite air there, right?
Yeah.
And so if you have your pick of the world champions, that's impressive.
It is, yeah.
How many people turn out for audition for this?
Oh, God, we done an open call last year, and there was probably maybe 150 to 200 dancers that all auditioned for us.
And did they all fit that criteria, or are some of them like, well, I'm going to throw my name in, and maybe I'll get some?
We also have so many people in the cast that aren't world champions, but it's so different actually dancing competitively to dancing in a show. Like, it's a completely different ball game, because in the show there's so much more acting and performing that you have to do, whereas some world champions, they may be amazing dancers, but they may not have the performance side to it as well. So that's why we're really blessed with our dancers, because everyone has a bit of everything. You know, they've got the great dancing to back it up. They can perform, they can act.
So that's like the trifecta, right? People who can dance, sing, act, and you can put it all
together. Like a triple threat,
Yeah. You are lucky to be able to find that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I was trying to find another adjective I saw in here. Let me see, because I wanted to bring it up. Oh, I saw. Is her name Callie? Is Callie? I think I saw her do a couple of TV interviews. Is that
Kaylee?
Yeah.
Kaylee, yeah. So Kaylee's like a team dance that we would do in competition. So it's normally like typically 8 people, but it's definitely more traditional Irish dancing to what we would be doing in the show.
Yeah. Do you have more than one choreographer? Is that required?
So our choreographers are actually our producer and director, Brent and Kaylee Pace.
Oh, they are.
So they are the big dogs. They run everything. They oversee everything.
Is there, when you say that you're in rehearsals now, you're just brushing up, right? For the most part. I mean, obviously you're ready to go.
Of course, yeah. So we have obviously we've been doing this now for a few years. We're never really home. We're constantly out on the road. But, you know, we just have rehearsals anytime we get to a new place, because we might have new dancers joining us for the first time, or it might be the fact that, you know, we need to rehearse for different size stages and stuff like that.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. I was going to ask you if the same group tours all the time, or if you end up having to swap folks in periodically.
So typically we have mainly the same cast that are going around all the time. But then for when we go to like 2 troops, it could be 2 troops in 2 different countries. And then that's when we take on more new people from the auditions, and then we get them into the show as well.
So the cast rotates pretty much. Are there some that are just in there all the time?
Yeah, so there's probably a good 10 of us that are here all year round.
Man, I can't imagine. Yeah. Dude, it's so much work. I'm telling you, watching the videos is exhausting.
Yeah, it is tough work. It's tough on the legs. But.
Yeah. Again, understatement alert. That's a little out of my league. A little bit out of my. So,
yeah.
What are some of the highlights of the show? When people walk away and they're like, "Oh my God!" Are there certain numbers that you look forward to because you know the audience is just going to be captivated and right in there with you along for the ride?
Yeah, I think the show as a whole is just a highlight, because you get transported through such like an emotional range. You know, there's 1 minute where you could be crying, then you could be laughing, and then you can also be a bit confused, because you can be like, God, the way it can switch the emotional range is crazy. And I just think people always go home with seeing how much we have fun on stage. You know, like anytime we go out to meet the audience after the show, they always can just say like how much we actually enjoy ourselves while we're dancing. And I think that's what really sets the show apart.
Do all of the people involved have some direct relationship to Ireland?
I think most people do, you know, whether it's distant relatives or, you know, it's just, or even a lot of people would go out on St. Patrick's Day and they'd see like people Irish dancing in a parade or in a pub, and they'd just be like, I want to do that. And then it just grows from there.
Yeah, I want to do it too, but it's never going to happen.
I'm sure you could after a few Guinnesses.
Oh, I see. You've got video of me. I see. How about the age range? Is it, have you got young kids all the way up to like adults, or is it just?
The age range currently on tour, we've got 18 to 29. So it's quite, 18-year-olds seem young, but then they're actually not. You forget everyone's an adult.
Yeah. How long did it take to put it together? When did you guys start? And then you're like, you know what, we got a show here. We could do something about Ireland,
So I think the show started itself around 14 years ago. And ever since then, it's just kind of constantly grown into, the show's got so much bigger over the past few years. So last year, we made our off-Broadway debut. And then this year we've made our West End debut. So it's just, the show keeps growing, and it's kind of like it all reflects back to the love people have for Irish culture.
When you say that it's growing, oh, hang on a second. I got caught right there. That's all right, a cliffhanger. I have a question for you when we get back. Hang on, folks. You are listening to NH Unscripted, where you can rock me gently. I am your Andy Kim-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the not-so-overly ostentatious digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your Sony Walkmans. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Callum O'Neill is talking to us on the phone about the upcoming show, A Taste of Ireland. It's coming to Concord, folks. It's everywhere, but it's coming to Concord. We'll be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted, you lucky listeners. Ooh, there's a kind of hush. Yeah. Oh, wait. No, it's just I turned off my microphone. I am your Carpenters-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the Gong Show-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. I am not the unknown comic, although that was hysterical when he was on 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your Sony Walkmans. I never know what the plural is. 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. Callum O'Neill is on the line, and we are talking about an upcoming show called A Taste of Ireland, where Irish music and dance sensation is coming to New Hampshire. Callum, you said the show continues to grow. In what respect?
I just think the places that we're going to now, the crowds are getting bigger. The show itself is definitely getting bigger. There's so much more going on into the show, and just the reactions from the crowds.
Yeah,
it's great, especially like all the feedback. Everyone goes home absolutely loving it.
Yeah, it'd be hard not to. How was your Broadway debut? Were you guys a little nervous?
Yeah, it was definitely a big step. Especially for the show, it was the first time it was in the States as well. But, it went great. Again, the reactions from it were just amazing. It was like a standing ovation every night.
Oh, man, that gives me goosebumps just thinking about that. There's nothing like that thrill, knowing that you did your job and the audience loves you.
Exactly, yeah.
So let's get into some people who, we've kind of briefly mentioned them real quick, but give us the names again of like the director, the producer, the choreographer, important people.
Perfect. So we've got Brent Pace. He's the director of the show. He started it all. Like, he's the one who choreographed it all, come up with the whole story, created the whole transition of how to bring live Irish dance and music into a show and yet explain a story. Yeah. And then we have Kaylee Pace. So they're actually married. Kaylee is the producer of the show. Kaylee does a lot of behind the scenes work, but then Kaylee's also a great choreographer as well, and she was also a lead in Lord of the Dance as well. So, she knows what she's doing. She's very talented. So, yeah, we're definitely in good hands.
Mm-hmm. Are there certain numbers that the audience just comes unglued for?
I'd say so, definitely. Like, there's a mix of Irish dance and contemporary dancing as well in a couple of the numbers, which you wouldn't really see in an Irish dancing show. And it's just the fusion of it. It's crazy to see because you'd never think that they'd actually go together.
Yeah.
But the way it does and tells a story is great.
So I told you I was reading this press release, and help me clarify something. It says the production, which combines Irish charm. We know you're all charming. We knew that. With sensational talents, it features high-octane dances set to reimagined classics such as Danny Boy, accompanied by technical wizardry. That was the adjective I was looking for. Yeah. Technical wizardry. Help me out here, Callum.
I think we have great lighting during the show. The projection really helps to set the story. There's a lot going on behind the scenes other than the dancing and the musicians that you don't typically see what they do, but you see what they put across on stage.
Interesting. So there's a few secrets yet to be unveiled, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Keep one in the back pocket, baby. I hear you. Do you have a schedule handy? Can you rattle off a few shows that are coming up for yourselves?
I do, yeah. So we have Concord on September the 14th.
Yes.
And Manchester on the September the 20th.
Then you head down into Massachusetts, huh?
Yeah, we do.
So where are you? Have you played all the way out in California and you're making your way back to the East Coast?
So we actually have two troops going out. So one troop will go to California in about 2 weeks' time, and then the other troop will stay around this side, through Massachusetts and stuff.
Yeah, that's smart. That's really smart. How long has the longest person been involved in the project? Brent, probably, right?
Yeah, it would definitely be Brent and Kaylee. They started the whole thing. They were even dancers in the show when it first became up and running.
I cannot imagine sitting down and thinking, we should do something here. Oh, I know. We'll do the history of Ireland in 2 hours.
Yeah,
we can do it.
Think of it.
I don't have the brain width to do that. But, if it works, right? And I imagine a lot of people are very familiar with, like, Danny Boy and Irish Rover and all that stuff.
Yeah.
My dad was very familiar with a lot of Irish music back in the 50s. He and his brothers, man, they just love that stuff. Are there other classics that are involved besides Danny Boy and Irish Rover, or is it a lot of it new?
There's definitely a lot of music, but I think the way that we have the music now is definitely more of a modern twist. It's still like those old Irish classics, but it's got more of a modern twist to it now, instead of just like, being sat around in a pub, how it probably would have been in those days.
Yeah.
Everyone had to sing songs. And like, definitely if the audience want to sing along, that would make a lot of our days, I think, just knowing that everyone knows the songs, everyone knows the culture.
Yeah, I know. Are there, what's the biggest venue you actually play? How many seats? Like 700, 800 or more?
I couldn't even tell you, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, but, we're constantly on the road. There's always a show around the corner. Like, I think at this point we're nearly covering all of America, especially ever since we started touring around America now.
Yeah. Dude, that's a heavy schedule. I mean, it's a heavy schedule.
It's definitely busy enough.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Do y'all don't travel by bus all the time, do you? That would get so...
So it's mainly on the bus. There may be moments where we have to fly, but it's typically all around the bus.
Well, I'm praying for you, brother, because that just adds to the fun, more or less.
That's what I mean. When everyone's around each other 24/7, you know.
Yeah.
You're on the bus in the mornings, then you get to the venue, then you do the show, then you go to the hotel, you wake up, you do it all over again.
Oh my gosh! Do you ever get tired of it?
You don't really, because every day is, even though every day is the same, every day is definitely different as well.
Spoken like a true performer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that very well. Are there certain, is it all group numbers, or are there times when you break it down into like a duet or a single person individual?
Yeah. So typically it is mainly group numbers, but then it can vary how many people will be on stage at the time. So sometimes there can be like 6 couples, whereas sometimes there might only be 2. And then there is the lead male does a solo, which goes on for around 8 minutes maybe, and it's all a cappella.
Oh, I saw that. I saw a clip from it.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but that looked impressive.
Yeah, it is.
Is it like a dance-off? I mean, when you say a cappella, you're not really... There's nobody singing, right?
No, so it's literally just the lead male on stage with his shoes and the microphone attached to the shoes, and it's basically just him showing off what he can do.
Is he like competing against somebody? You know what I mean? Kind of like just, I'll do this and then you match it kind of a thing? Or is he just...
No, it's literally just him on stage. So where the story follows from, it's after the Easter Rising, and the male lead's portraying the character of Michael Collins, who was the leader of the Irish Republican Army. And it's basically, it's kind of like the story of him, that he's in his prison cell, and this is what he's doing in his prison cell.
Oh my God. All right, hang on there. I want to peel that one back a little bit more. Hang on, folks. You are listening to NH Unscripted. I know you're feeling lucky. I know you are, because I got the music in me. I'm your Kiki D band-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the spa-like conditions of the WKXL studios in Concord. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your Sony Walkmans, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. Callum O'Neill is on the phone. We are talking, Irish dancing. Yeah, I know. You wouldn't expect it from me, would you? Yeah, we'll be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted, where rainy days and Mondays always get us down. But you know what? We can always find something to watch on TV. Yes, we can. I am your Carpenters-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the Gong Show-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. Yeah, 1450 AM, 103.9 FM, and 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com just happens to be our URL. You can go out there. There's a button out there you can click that we can listen to live, whatever's happening here at the station 24 hours a day. This particular show airs Wednesdays and Friday mornings at 9 a.m. I'm sure you just sit by your radio just waiting for it. Callum O'Neill's in the house, and we are talking about the upcoming show, A Taste of Ireland. Irish music and dance sensation is coming to the New Hampshire Capital Center for the Arts, as well as Lebanon and then Manchester. Callum, how many costumes are in this thing? Mother of God. Yeah, go ahead. Take off.
There's definitely a lot of costume changes, a lot of quick changes. You know, every time we pack up for the show, it's always a lot of piling things in. I'd say there's probably around 15 costume changes.
Man. Somebody's underpaid.
There's definitely a lot of laundry to do when we're on stage, sweating constantly, loads of costume changes going on. So there's definitely a lot going on there.
Yeah, they're beautiful though. Like everything else, they're just beautiful. Yeah, it makes everyone look so good. Where do you go from here? So you head down to Massachusetts, and then are you heading home after that, or do you have more shows along the coast?
So myself, I'm actually going to California, but after Massachusetts, people are going to Pennsylvania, and then constantly just traveling around. And then we actually open a Christmas show as well. So we have another show called the Celtic Christmas, and we have a location in the States. We're doing New York again, Boston, and then we have another location going around New Zealand and Australia.
These all different teams? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so it'll be 2 different troupes again, So there'll be around 14 dancers on each troupe, 3 musicians on each troupe. So yeah, there's a lot of rehearsal time to go into that one.
Ooh, I can only imagine. My gosh. Yeah. So are you guys, you do your Christmas show, and then is that it for like the calendar year? Do you take a break after that and regroup?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've got a short break. There's not any dates released yet, but I'm pretty sure we're back in January. So home for Christmas, few weeks off, and then straight back to work.
Man, oh man, someone's a slave driver. I'll tell you. You need a union boss over there.
It's all good. It's all a good part of the fun,
Well said. Well said. Good cover. Why don't you give out the URL one more time and a couple of more dates again, just for folks who are just tuning in?
Yep. So it's www.atasteofirelandshow.com. All the tickets and the dates are on there. So we've got all our dates in Maine from the 4th of September all the way down to the 10th of September, and then New Hampshire up until around the 20th of September.
Man, busy. Good thing you're young. I'm telling you, good thing you got to get.
It is tough work on the legs, but everyone.
It's why you all look like athletes. I'll tell you what, you're dancing for hours a day. Mother of God.
Yeah.
That's insane. Why don't you give a list again of some of like the director, the choreographer, and then I have another question for you.
Yep. So Brent Pace is the director and choreographer. Kaylee Moore is the producer and also choreographer. And then in the show, we probably have around... There's quite a lot of world titles in the show. Yeah. So there's around, I'd say around 15 to 20 world titles in the show. We have Aaliyah O'Hare, who's a 9-time world champion, Gavin Shevlin, who's a 2-time world champion, myself, who's a world champion, and then we have people who have world championship titles in team events. And yeah, so we really do have a good bunch of dancers.
Dude, you have the cream of the crop. That's what you have.
Yeah,
right there.
definitely.
When you say world champion, for people who don't understand that term, what does it take to be a world champion? Is that a competition thing, or is that is there a dance off or something?
Yeah,
help me out.
It is a competition thing. The way we describe it in the Irish dancing world, we describe it as the Olympics of Irish dancing. So winning a world championship title is like winning a gold medal at the Olympics.
So this is huge.
Yeah, so it's definitely a big deal.
Does this take place in Ireland, the competition, or is it around the world?
It changes every year. So some years it can be in Ireland, some years America, England.
When are there certain venues that you prefer to perform in?
Typically, it's normally theatres all the time, really. So definitely, we love a good theatre. especially one with the green room if we have to get there early so we can all have a nice little relax, get a bit of food before the show starts.
Yeah, a green room helps. A nice green room helps.
Yeah. Especially if you have an early bus call, like a 6 a.m. call for an early show, and then you can maybe get in and get a little nap or something.
Dude, that I cannot imagine busting my rear end at night dancing like you folks do, and then having to get up at 6 a.m. That does not happen in my world.
It's all tough, but it's all part of the job. We all doing so.
Yeah, nice try. So this is there are terms in here which I think are beautifully put. It's a high octane show. High octane. Which and it says here in mine, the production debuted in the US in 2024. Is that true? Didn't you say something about the idea or something? It was like 14 years old, Brent?
Yeah, so the company itself is actually an Australian-based company. So the show started out in Australia, and then, we've started to move our way around the globe now. So we've covered Australia, New Zealand, England, Ireland, and then we debuted in the States last year for our run off-Broadway.
It took 14 years to get to the States?
Yeah, well, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Okay, I'll give you that one. Has it changed much over the years? Has the story changed, or have you adapted it? Like said, Brent maybe would have done that and said, this isn't working, but I think I have something else that will work.
Yeah, so typically the story itself has remained the same. So obviously it needs to stick with the history and the culture of Ireland. But then over the years, there's been either like a few new narratives added, or a few new numbers put in. So, it has really evolved over the years to try and make the best version of the show.
Yeah, and you feel that you guys have peaked at that now, or is there still room for more to change?
Well, there's always time and chance to always improve. So I think we're always just trying to put on the best version of the show. But the version we have at the minute, it is crazy. It's so high energy.
I know.
The whole scene, the set is just, it's great. It's definitely the best version we have so far.
Man, I can't imagine traveling with all of that. The costumes, the sets, the musicians.
Yeah.
Man. Does everybody get along pretty good, or are you all kind of competitive? Do you have that, especially since they're kind of young,
Yeah. I wouldn't say anyone's really competitive because everyone's here for the same thing, really, because they all love dancing and performing. And like, as I said, we're around each other 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You learn to just live like a family.
Oh my gosh, is that the end? Callum, why don't you give us the URL one more time, the website?
Yeah, it's www.thetasteofislandshow.com.
Dude, I really appreciate you being here today. I mean,
thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Folks, you have been listening to NH Unscripted. Yeah, how deep is your love? That's what I'm asking. Yeah, I'm your Bee Gees-like host, Ray Dudley. Of course I am. Coming to you from the Honeymooners Like Digs at the WKXL studios in Concord. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. Folks, you got to get out to see A Taste of Ireland. September 14th at the Capitol Center for the Arts. Callum O'Neill, thank you for your time today, sir. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. It was great chatting with you.
Break legs. Can you say that in dance? Break legs? Yeah.
We do, yeah.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Thanks.